For decades, the Galactic Empire stood as the undisputed sovereign of the known galaxy, a regime so vast and so expansive, so absolute, it resembled a sort of Pax Romana of the Star Wars mythos. Order was not debated, it was imposed. And at its center stood a man that seemed less like a ruler and more like something eternal, a constant. Emperor Palpatine felt eternal until he wasn't. The moment he fell, the illusion shattered. The galaxy slipped into chaos. Because when centralized power dies, it doesn't disappear, it decentralizes. The New Republic, hesitant and overstretched, failed to impose order, failed to meet the needs of the worlds it claimed to protect. And where order fails, something else takes its place. Imperial remnants began to rise, not as a unified force, but scattered promises, stability, security, order. A return to certainty. But from the ashes of the Empire, you don't get leaders, you get remnants. Not generals, not politicians, warlords. And among them, Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon isn't a villain, he's something far more dangerous. At first glance, Moff Gideon doesn't seem like a warlord. He is draped in Imperial symbols. The cape falls just so. His posture is perfect. Even his voice is measured, almost academic, surgical. A man of institutions, not improvisation. He performs the state. And that performance is deliberate. Because Gideon understands something that most warlords don't. Symbols outlive structures.
I will act in my own self-interest.
He wears the uniform, he speaks like a bureaucrat, and he invokes the authority of the Galactic Empire. But the Empire is gone, and Gideon knows it. He's not serving the Empire, he's inhabiting its corpse. Where others see collapse, Gideon sees opportunity. The broken chain of command, the shattered hierarchies, the scattered fleets. These are not tragedies to him, they're raw material. The chance to build something new, but also something recognizable.
Long live the Empire.
When he says this, it's not simply loyalty to an empire that he followed. It's incantation, a spell cast over fractured systems and disgruntled officers. A spell reminding them that continuity still exists, that the machine still operates. But the truth is much colder. Gideon is the machine now. So what makes Gideon dangerous is not his cruelty or his intelligence, though he has abundance of both of those, as played with chilling restraint from Giancarlo Esposito.
I was acting. Or was I?
It is his clarity. He understands that legitimacy is not granted by a distant capital. It is performed locally, enforced consistently, and accepted gradually.
I will do whatever you ask.
Good.
The villagers and citizens don't need to believe in the Empire. They only need to believe that Gideon is inevitable. But Gideon answers to no central authority. He doesn't enforce imperial law. He pretends it still exists. He is driven by Imperial Nostalgia. He represents a very specific warlord. A man who cannot accept that the world he served is gone. So he rebuilds a fragment of that world under his control. This is crucial. He dresses like an official because he wants power to seem lawful.
I hope you trust me, Anakin. Of course.
But strip away the uniform, and what do you have? A man with a private army, no country, and no master. A warlord in an imperial costume. Gideon teaches us something important. Warlords do not always reject systems. Sometimes they imitate them to justify themselves. Hello. If you're still here, it means something about this spoke to you, enough to stay and listen and watch all the way through. And I won't pretend that's nothing. These videos are the next step in my channel, closer to the voice I've been working towards as a writer. How I approach world building, storytelling, shaping worlds and characters into something that feels real. And from here on out, that's the standard. So if you're curious about where this goes next, stick around. I'm going to keep exploring myth, power, empire, all of it. And if you want to see where that thinking leads in its purest form, you will. So stick around. We're building something here.